Chef, it's me. I'm going to do a video on pound cake, because you know the saying about the pound cake that we talked about in the class. But that's another subject. And for all my audience out there that want to know why it's called pound cake, because you use a pound of everything for it. Duh. Okay. So first of all, to start off things, I have everything mixed. I have my cake flour, which I sifted. And guess what? It's a pound. I have my granulated sugar. It's a pound. I even have a pound of eggs. Each eggs, the recipe did ask for 6 eggs, but since the size of my eggs were a different size, I ended up having to use 8 eggs to get to a pound of eggs. And I'm going to make a banana pound cake. So, I'm going to only use a little bit of the pure almond. I actually use almond extract. I like almond, and vanilla it's good too. But I have pure almond extract, and it's the Watkins brand. You can get that at your local Walmart. And then I have the Lorraine Professional Kitchen brand of banana. I want banana. So I used a little bit more than what the recipe requires because I don't have any fresh bananas, and of course that's just going to enhance the flavor. Just add a little bit more flavoring, and you can get this at your local Walmart. And I'm using the Swan's Down brand. I usually use the silk, but it doesn't matter. It's all cake flour. So I have my cake flour, which I sifted with a sifter that I also got from Walmart, your local store, for only $1. I'm going to use the nice, pretty shaped pound cake pan instead of the typical round pound cake pan which you pull out. So what I did was spread a little bit so we won't have anything stuck in between it. Not much spray is needed. And I used the Baker's Joy pound cake. And I have some unsalted butter, which is, guess what? A pound of unsalted butter, which is soft, and I let it sit for room temp. A lot of times when you bake, you want to let your items sit at room temp, of course, and that's what I did. My eggs were not too cold. Only time you want something that's cold and something dealing with ice if you're doing pie crust. I did learn that from your chef. Thank you very much. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go ahead and put my softened butter that I let sit out at room temp, and I'm going to cream it, and I'm going to add some sugar to it and cream it, and I'm going to gradually add my sifted cake flour mix afterwards, after I add my eggs. So over here, we have this. I'm going to turn this on medium. I'm letting it cream. I'm going to pour my sugar in so it will cream with the sugar. And I have a pound of everything. Then I'm going to add my eggs. And as we get farther along, always keep the spatula. This is your friend right here. Clean the sides of the bowl. But never, for safety caution, leave your mixer running when you do it. I'm kind of adding like 1 egg at a time rule. Depending on what it is, it might not matter. Some recipes prefer you to let the eggs mix one at a time. And their reasons could be to make sure the egg is completely whipped so you don't have a ball of eggs somewhere. And it's whipping, it's creamy, it's looking mighty good. I have my measurements, roughly about, I would say, 2 teaspoons of each if you're using 2 different kinds, or if you're using 1 kind. I use 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon, so I did 3 teaspoons. So I have a tablespoon of flavoring. Like once again, I did a tablespoon of the banana since I don't have real bananas to put in my pound cake, just to enhance the flavor more. And normally if I use vanilla extract or something, it's a little bit sweeter than I want it to be. So I'm going to use almond because I like almond. And I also have my oven preheated while I'm doing my recipe. The oven is preheated on 375 or 320. It's 350 right now. Because my oven, if it usually say 375, I put my oven in 350. I'm going to clean the sides of the bowls, and then I'm going to start to add my cake flour that I sifted. My pound of cake flour to go with, of course, my other pound of ingredients to have the pound cake. And that's not supposed to happen. My little pedal came off, but that's okay. It gets messy sometimes in the kitchen. That's why I got my apron on. I got my safety gear for all that messy stuff. Now I'm going to turn this on low, and it has the word stir on my mixer. So it's actually stirring so I can add my dry ingredients and incorporate it, which is the cake flour. I have a little scoop, let the cake flour mix in, but I got my apron on for protection. So if it wants to splatter on, go ahead. Letting that mix, once I get it all in there, then I'm going to turn the mixer up and let it finish off. And we're going to put it in our lightly sprayed pan that I chose, so we can have a nice pretty pound cake with all of the little little wedges or whatever you may call it, instead of just the typical round pound cake like you would normally see. I got mostly all my cake flour incorporated, and once I do that, I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. We're going to turn